one of the most essential things if you're deciding to go gluten-free or eating a paleo lifestyle is to go through your pantry and purge it. Don't throw things out. There are so many food pantries where people will need that. Maybe you have an elderly neighbor and the most important thing for them is to make sure that they have some food in their pantry as well. So donate that, but let's start from the basics. Here's what you need to know. Citrus is going to be your best friend. Eating paleo, we eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and we love it. Citrus seems to be the best. So a roasted beet salad with fresh sliced fennel and oranges. So make sure that you have a good 2 oranges today. We're using a lot of the oranges in the flavor for the sauces. More natural flavor, and sweet potatoes and yams. Keep a food journal. Some people find that sweet potatoes they do better on, some people find yams, and some people find like yucca root. So find what works for you. Some of the basics we're going to switch you over to: arrowroot, potato starch, and tapioca starch. That's going to be your base of getting rid of the corn starch and some of the flours. We're getting rid of that gluten. This is really big. Ground chia seeds. I know you're thinking, wait a minute, wasn't it at Christmas and Hanukkah we were buying the chia pads? Sure. But what they found was this is considered a superfood. I just add this to when I'm juicing or on top of salads or right in my smoothies. But that's a big one. You can even put it in your coffee. Coconut sugar. Coconut sugar is going to be a lighter version. It's going to add some great flavor, and you have to get away from those refined sugars. So you want to use raw honey when you're cooking, and this is a great backup. The coconut sugar we're going to use later on in a couple of our ingredients. Organic chicken stock. Now you can make it yourself and it's really easy by using the bones. I take the skin off the chicken so it's less things to skim off after. But if you're going to buy one, all these ingredients come from Fresh Market and they're all over the United States. So I think you'll be able to find some great organic chicken broth. This Himalayan pink sea salt. We want you to cut down naturally in your salt, but what we want you to do is, you can't give up salt completely. You want to enhance the flavor. Just a few grinds of a Himalayan pink salt, and you're going to really express those flavors. Now, getting back to the chicken stock, also get organic chicken stock, chicken broth in the small containers. This is great to use for sauce. They're small. You can just pour it in the pan, and you don't have to commit to a big one. Oils, of course, your standard extra virgin olive oil, things like avocado oil. What you need to know about flaxseed oil: if men have a history of prostate cancer in their family, they should not have flaxseed oil. So just be aware of that. I even have a little white truffle oil. That's going to, again, enhance that flavor. You'd be amazed what you can do with spaghetti squash and truffle oil. Lavender, believe it or not, is just such a great ingredient to combine your fresh and dried herbs with. It gives that floral note, and you're going to love grilling vegetables with it. And then for snacks, these are so much fun. The crispy Asian pears, the bananas, the mangoes. Guess what the ingredient is? It's whatever it says on the label. This is mangoes. This is 100% mangoes. What I like to use them for is I kind of tear them up and use them in a salad so you get that extra texture, and that's really important. Think about when you're grilling, using a stalk of your rosemary from your garden, which grows like a weed, so it's the easiest thing in the world to grow, or by the flavor skewers. These are very intensely strong though. Smoke your wood. Wet it for 2 hours, then put it in with some wood chips. That's going to give a real smokiness flavor to it. And then you can go ahead and grill some salmon or fish or grass-fed. Remember, grass-fed is what we're looking for in our proteins. I'm going to show you next week how to make a kale Caesar salad. Yes, you can have your Caesar dressing and eat it too. We don't need the croutons. This is going to be so delicious. And by incorporating things like bacon chips, pancetta chips, that's going to bring the flavor really back forward to us. Snacks, let's talk about having a cooking party and putting out things as simple as smoked salmon, ghee, Ghee is going to be your best friend. We've used it for a gazillion years in my restaurants. We had pots in the back stove. It doesn't have to be refrigerated. What is ghee? It's clarified butter. That's usually what they serve you when you're at a lobster restaurant and they're bringing it over with a little candle underneath. They've skimmed off all the impurities. To make your own, simply put the butter. I always start with something like Kerrygold, a good, strong Irish butter that's comes from grass-fed animals. Skim off all the impurities, the white foam on top. That's going to get rid of the lactose and again all those fats that you don't want, and it gives you this delicious butter that you can cook with. Milled flax seeds. Now remember, you want a milled. Can go in just about anything. Don't forget omega-3 organic eggs. It's going to be excellent for your diet. Add some fish oil at night and you're going to feel so much healthier. Two of my go-to cookbooks that I have found is Primal Cuisine. Now Primal Cuisine is created by a chef, so these recipes I really enjoy because they really go to the extra level. And the Paleo lunches and breakfast on the go. Buy a nutritionist. Get what you can from all these cookbooks and everything you read online, but what I'm telling you is don't be an extremist. You get 1 or 2 cheat meals a week. I'm finding I really don't need it. Yeah, maybe I want 3 French fries, but more importantly, I want to find that luscious tomato. I want to enjoy my juicy grapefruit, and I want to combine all these flavors together to really make it pop. So just eating the smoked salmon by itself right now is perfect. And best of all, the more you do it, the more you get to fit into things like this. I'm Chef Judy Gallagher, and we're bringing you plenty of paleo and gluten-free recipes every week from my kitchen.